Alright, we're gonna try to, on this next part, build a water holding area so that this water we can use, it doesn't become contaminated, and makes it a little bit more accessible. So, let's start off by doing that. This is usually where things start to get screwy. Build that there so that they can get down into there, because what I want to do is I want to dig out that. I want to get this down below this level while they're screwing around here. Because that way we can reinforce all these walls so it doesn't leak out anywhere. It doesn't make it so it's not contaminated, doesn't get contaminated easily, kind of protects it. And then what I can do is I can dig up into this one and drain this water down into this one. This over here I'm going to try to drain down into this one so I can build around here. And they will work underwater. It's just like if they were in an environment with bad gas, they will kind of hold their breath. So it does restrict how much they can do, how long they can work in that area. But the other thing I want to do is I'm going to dig this out, make a ladder here, and dig this area out. So I want to make that big enough so that when I put this water down into it, it'll flow down into it. So by opening this up, it should drop this water level down a little bit, and that's the same reasoning for behind on this one here, because I want to get this water level down a little bit so I can transfer this water down into there, keep it all in one centralized location. And it also gives me the ability to start building over here without screwing too much up. I'm going to want to build an oxygen, one of these deodorizers soon, so that we can start producing our own oxygen. The CO2 is not too bad. Wouldn't be bad to start building one, but I mean, we got a good amount of this oxalite still left, which is one reason why I'm not really focusing building over this area yet. See, we can dig this stuff up also so that we save it. And that way you can use the seeds and plant them. Oh, and there's the compost pile. So you always want to put the compost pile down next to the outhouse so that they don't have a long way to travel. And that's so that when this fills up, you can empty it into the compost pile. Otherwise, once this gets full, you're screwed and there's nothing you can really do about it. I also want to build a couple planter boxes so I can start planting my own food with what we just dug up out of that. Oh shoot. See, this is what happens. These people suffocate. You can see her little meter going down. But we averted disaster. Close one there, Bay. And then what we can do, see, the level is dropped because we opened that up a little bit. If we wanted to make this truly big enough, and she's refilling her oxygen up pretty good there, we can even dig out a little bit further maybe. Really want to make this a good holding tank for water. So you're going to put down another ladder. I want these guys to start working. They're going to start building this stuff. But I want to line this tank so that I can finish. So far so good. Jumped up over there. This one's going to work on this holding tank. Or no, they're going to go to the bathroom. Because nature calls. Alright. Check on the research. We got 3 more to go to get to liquid plumbing. Then I'm going to do the batteries, because the big batteries actually make a big difference on the amount that it can hold. And she's done. See, then when you build these planter boxes, you can click on them, and any seeds that you have, you can plant in there. And you get seeds by digging up other plants. So when you see like a bristle briar, it says dig up. So you can dig that up and it'll give you the seeds for it. Now, I've done a few little experiments with these planter boxes in the past. Thinking maybe if you put a light source next to them they'd work better. I have not found any difference in it, so I'm not, might just not be a mechanic that's been introduced yet. Quite possible. Like I said, it's really early alpha game, so that's definitely an option why it's not in yet, or it doesn't have doesn't take an effect yet. Like I said, I'm just lining these to kind of make it kind of like a septic holding tank type deal. Same thing with over here. Oh, and that research was done, so let's move on to this one. It's good to keep the research going because you never know when you're gonna need that stuff. So. Build a couple ladders over here so that they can get to these areas. And we got a while before the next replicant comes. Okay. Barely breathable. So what's happening is that's starting to build up. So what we can do is we can build one of these, which will suck carbon dioxide out of the air, and it produces a little bit of water, but not a huge, a little bit of oxygen, but not a huge amount. That little gopher's in his wheel, generating energy. So this is underway. This one over here, we can I don't like getting too many things going at once, because then you get piecemeals of things happening. So once he finished building these ladders, they can finish these sides that they've been working on. See, the level drops a little bit. which is fine because we're gonna connect to up here eventually. And that way this will drain down, kind of replenish some of that. Dig that out while we're there. That's a good amount of water actually, so that should last us a while. But once you get further on and you start running out of the algae and stuff like that, you want to find other ways to make oxygen, and one of the ways you can do it is with, if we go into the research, you look over here, the electrolyzer produces a steady stream of oxygen using piped in water. So that's a great way to make oxygen later in the game, but one of the side effects that comes with using that is it produces hydrogen. And if you look over here, you actually have a hydrogen generator. So if you set it up right, you put a couple of these in the bottom of a room, put these up in the higher end of the room, while these are making the oxygen, you can pump the oxygen out to the other parts of your bases, and then use the hydrogen power plants higher up in the room to use the hydrogen that's in the room to make energy, instead of having you do the gopher wheel constantly. So there's a lot of different ways you can go with this if you can make it there. I mean, it doesn't take much to just have something go terribly wrong and ruin your plans. So what I'd like to do is hopefully have two separate water sources in case something happens with one. And see, as we're going along to the sides, you can see more and more of this opens up, and I mean, there's a lot of different stuff. It's obsidian, you got igneous rock. I mean, there's contaminated water, which you can build a filtration system to filter it, which makes a big difference when you start getting low. And it's sleepy time now. Guys are actually doing a pretty good job on this tank. I'm gonna have to make some food, I think, soon. We have 12,000 calories left. Got a while before the next replicant comes in. Applicant, yeah. So I'm gonna have them keep working on this for the time being. Build a wall across there. Yeah, for now we can do that. What I'm thinking is, on this side I will build my power plant room, and then above it up over here maybe I can build the lavatories, because when you get further along you can actually, instead of making outhouses that you have to clean and do all that with, you can make a lavatory which uses water. You have to put a pump down here, uses water, and then it will pump the water up to the lavatory. As they use it, it pumps out dirty water, but if you have a filter set up, you can filter the water and put it back into this tank, which makes a big difference. So actually what I want to do with this is I want to make, anybody who knows sump pumps, knows that your sump pump, the pump pot actually goes down in a lower area below everything else, because you want it to suck out all the water, meaning it needs to, obviously if you put the sump pump in the top of it, it's not going to do as much. So when you do put the pump in, you want it to be down below. which we don't need to do right now because there's nothing really needing it. We got a good, everything oxygen wise looks good. We're running out of oculite, so what we should do also is build an oxygen algae deodorizer for now, and we'll put it right there for now. And it does need power, so you do need to connect it up. What that's going to do is any algae you have, they're going to put in there, and it's going to burn it, and it's going to create oxygen. We have a decent amount of algae, not a lot, but we will be able to harvest all this. I just want these guys to kind of concentrate on this for the time being. Let's see where we can get with that. Getting closer to the new apulent. So what we're going to do is we're going to prioritize this section to get this stuff done, because I want this done so we can focus on other things. So then I'm going to sweep that stuff out too, because I want this all cleaned up. So these guys are going to basically get working on this stuff. That's unreachable for now. If I put a couple tiles down, I believe they will be able to reach that. See, I mean, it makes a big difference. Even the research guy came over. So we're going to put that back to prioritize 9 also, so that Gabriel goes back up. We don't need them doing that. Alright, dude, go to the bathroom, and then we're going to clean that bathroom out before it gets too bad. See, the water dropped a lot, so by bringing this one down will make a big difference. We can do that by just building ladders up. It'll open that up, it'll drain it down. Okay, we want this cleaned. Oh, Bay, sorry. Yeah, she's not happy. Look at that. She's pissy. She's gonna go to the bathroom too. It does take a while to clean the bathroom out. She might actually mess herself before that happens, so we won't think less of her for it. This is one of the reasons the outhouses are a pain in the ass, because it takes so long to clean them. Once you can make the lavatory, it's so much easier. It just works. There's no cleaning required. None of that crap. You don't have to spend a bunch of time and worry about it. She's gonna get close to having a accident. And that research is done, so now we're going to move on to the gas piping research. Get that one done. Or we can go right into the lavatory one, so that we can get this electrolyzer stuff, but we'll go with gas piping for now. Always want to keep something going in that, because it would be a waste not to. And since this is done, we don't need those. Open that area up a little bit there. they're gonna start going over into this area. I want to prioritize this sweeping, but I don't think you can. No, you can't. They just kind of do it whenever they feel like it. See, the water level dropped a lot just from opening it up, which is good because then it gives you more area to put stuff in. And that's all set. Perfect. We're gonna have to make some food, so what we'll do is we'll make some mush bars. There's 4 of us, we'll make 4 mush bars. Flipping the compost. Pick up that stuff. You can see our planters are doing well. Sucking up water for the computer. Oh no, for the mush bars. Yeah, because those sound appetizing. Dirt and water. No thanks. Pretty funny looking too. But it's definitely not something that looks very edible to me, but whatever. I mean, it's better than nothing, I guess. See, these guys are really concerned with sucking stuff up off the bottom of this. I might actually just not worry about that for now, because there's other stuff that's more important, and that's a long run for them to go. What we could do is we could finish building this over here. Really need to get a ladder up to this side so they don't have to run all the way over. And now that this is here, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to deconstruct this cot, build a ladder here up to there. Because you don't want you guys spending all this time running back and forth, back and forth. You can cut down the time by putting another ladder here. I know there's one here, but this is more for getting this water down. Up, and some poor bastard Howard's got to sleep on the floor. So, which is never a good thing. But one night won't kill him. Finish that tile there. And this plant's pissy for some reason. It's overheated, apparently. So it's stifled, which means it will not continue to grow. And let's see, our temperature overlay. Green is tempered. That's because it's right next to the compost bin. These things like it. These things will grow anywhere, I'm pretty sure though. But look at the difference in temperature between that and that. This one's 76, and over here it's 73. So there's a big difference there, but bristle blossoms are a pain in the ass. You really don't get anything for them. So, alright, so what we need to do, these guys are still sucking up stuff off this floor. Alright, so instead of letting them run that entire way, let's prioritize optimize a few things here so that they stop wasting their time running that entire distance. And this guy's Vernon had a rough night. He's a narcoleptic, so he just passed the hell out. That's good. Alright, so now they're going to start building this so that they stop running all the way over there and back. This will save them a few steps at least. A couple people eating. Oxygen's starting to... Okay, so what happened is the Oxalite ran out. So we really need to worry about our oxygen here. So we're going to deprioritize that and prioritize this, because that needs to get taken care of right now so we can build some oxygen, because yeah, it's not looking, it's going downhill pretty quick. So we got some big batteries here which will help, so that our little hamster doesn't have to run in the wheel as much. And now it's just waiting on algae. It'll stop pumping out some oxygen. Should probably build some up here too. Build one more. I don't want to build too many of them because you'll run through it really quick. You'll run through the algae really quick if you build them too many of them. And if you can see down here, compost piles start to produce contaminants, which is a pain in the butt, but alright, so all the lowest level stuff is done. Now you move on to the next level, which sanitation is probably one of the better ones to start with, but you're going to need a supercomputer for that. So holding their breath. And we get a new one in about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes or so, which will help, because as you can see, you start getting overwhelmed with what you want to be done and what people can do, because there's not enough of them. Insufficient oxygen. I'm using twice as much as I'm making, which hopefully with this thing it will help. Algae. We got a good amount of algae, so that should last a little while. Need to build a scrubber right here. Which is one of the next things we're researching. The holding tank is done. The livid sandstone so that can start being built. Oh, we still need to build another cot for Howard so he doesn't sleep on the floor again. Okay, because everything, we got a whole bunch of stuff going here. We're gonna a few things over here. Need to get the bigger batteries going so that it can hold charges longer. As you can see, because this only puts out 400, and these things use a lot more than that. Alright, get somebody on that. So we got a new duplicate coming in. See how that works out. see who we end up with. Alright, let's see. We got... Great. Got a good construction, but he's slow as hell. And he's anemic and won't cook. But he's an early bird. Plus 2 to all skills in the beginning. I think we're gonna go with him. Elvis. Welcome to the building. Elvis has left the room. So now we got him in here. Alright. We got our oxygen starting to build back up again. The yellow little dots are contaminants. See, contaminated oxygen. And that's from the compost pile. You'll see a bubble come off the compost pile every once. There it is. And it releases a contaminant, which the only way to get rid of that is to put an air scrubber in. Unfortunately, and Vernon's hit the floor because he's a narcoleptic. The only way to get rid of that is to put air scrubbers in, and I have not researched them yet, so not a whole lot you can do about that. You just kind of have to deal with it. You can build this off in its own little room, but I'm gonna just get rid of that plant for the time being because it's really not doing anything. Alright. So now we're 2 beds shy. Why don't we build one here? For the time being. Build another one there. We still need to make the big batteries because we got things now that are going to be running at night. 2 oxygenators, which are doing a good job. And I mean, we're off to a good start here. I do want to get this water down into here, which he seems to be working on now. No, don't suck that water. Use this water over here. Alright, so they're working on things. Things seem to be going decently so far. We're still alive, that's a start. So we're gonna leave it at that, guys. And like always, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button so that you can get notifications when new ones are set up. And if you have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section. I do respond quickly to them. Hope you guys have a great day.